Hello guys, welcome to Algebra. Did you know that any quadratic equation like this can be solved in under 1 minute? In this video, I will show you the 3 easiest and most powerful methods to solve any quadratic equation step by step. So check this out. First, let's understand what a quadratic equation actually is. A quadratic equation is an equation where the highest power of x is 2. The general form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, for a, b, and c is real number, and a is not equal 0. If a equals 0, then it is no longer a quadratic equation. Here are some examples. X squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0, and 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals 0, and x squared minus 9 equals 0. So these three are the quadratic equation. Our main goal is simple. We want to find the value of x that makes the equation equal to 0. These values are called the roots of solutions. So let's start with the easiest method, that is factoring. Consider this equation. X squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. We look for two numbers that multiply to 6 and add up to 5. That is 6. What are the factor of 6? That is 2 and 3. And if we add up, we get 5. Then we rewrite the equation in factored form. X plus 2 times x plus 3 equals 0. If two brackets multiply to 0, then at least one of them must be 0. So we set each bracket equal to 0. X plus 2 equals 0 and x plus 3 equals 0. So we get x equals minus 3 or x equals minus 3. X equals minus 2 or x equals minus 3. Now let's learn completing the square. This method helps us transform the equations into a perfect square. For example, x squared plus 6x plus 5 equals 0. The first step is move the constant to the right side. Then take a half of the coefficients of x, which is 6 divided by 2 equals 3. And then we square it. 3 squared equals 9. So step 3, add 9 to both sides of the equation. Now we get x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals minus 5 plus 9. X squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 4. Then solve for x. Because this is a perfect square of 3, so we get x plus 3 squared equals 4. 4. Then we take square root both sides. We have x plus 3 equals plus or minus square root of 4. Then we move 3 to the right side, so x equals minus 3 plus or minus square root of 4 equals 2. So therefore, there are two solutions, that is x equals minus 3 plus 2 and x equals minus 3 minus 2. This is equals minus 1. This is equals minus 5. So this is our final answer. If the two previous methods are hard to solve some quadratic equations, now we take a look for the most powerful method, that is the quadratic formula. This method works for every quadratic equation without exception. The formula is x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4az all divided by 2a. Let's take a look at this example. First, we identify a, b, and c. What is a? A is 2, b is 3, and c is minus 2. Then we substitute into the formula. We have x is equal to minus b equals minus 3 plus or minus square root of b squared is 3 squared minus 4 times a equals 2 and c equals minus 2. All divided by 2 times a equals 2. So we calculate this. This is minus 3 plus or minus square root of 9 minus 4 times 2 equals 8 times minus 2 equals plus 16. All divided by 2 times 2 equals 4. So therefore we have x equals minus 3 plus or minus square root of 25 all divided by 4. We have minus 3 plus or minus 5 divided by 4. So there are two solutions for x. That is, x is equal to minus 3 plus 5 divided by 4. This is equals 2 divided by 4, which is 1/2. And x is equal minus 3 minus 5 divided by 4. This is equals minus 3 minus 5 equals minus 8 divided by 4. We get minus 2. So x equals 1/2 and x equals minus 2. That is our final answer. So let's get into the next topic. What is discriminant? So inside the quadratic formula, there is something called discriminant. It is b squared minus 4ac. So discriminant denoted by d equal b squared minus 4ac. The discriminant tells us the type of solution before we even solve the equation. If the discriminant is greater than 0, then we get two real solutions. If d equals 0, we have one real solution. If d is less than 0, then there are no solution. There are no real solution. Let's take a look at this example. How many solutions in 4x squared minus 12x plus 3 equals 0? We can use the discriminant for simplicity. D equals b squared minus 4ac. A equals 4, b equals minus 12, and c equals 3. We substitute to this, we get minus 12 squared minus 4 times a is 4 times c is 3. So we get this is 144 minus 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 3 equals 48. So the discriminant is equal to 96, which is greater than 0. So there are two solutions. Let's summarize quickly. There are three main ways to solve quadratic equations. That is factoring, completing the squares, and quadratic formula. Factoring is the fastest method when the equation is simple. Completing the squares, we can understand the conceptual method behind the quadratic equations. We can prove quadratic formula using completing the squares. And quadratic formula is the universal method that always works for every quadratic equations.